Hey guys, welcome to Drop Time, the self-proclaimed #1 podcast that covers the latest sneaker releases. We're your hosts with the most.
This is Jamal.
This is Luis. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at @droptime_ and also on Instagram at _droptime.
Today is January 3rd. We have made it. We have made it out of 2020. It is official. Happy New Year to everybody. We are going to have another wonderful show. We are on episode 24. Let's give you a quick rundown of what is coming up this week. It's gonna be a massive one. Can't miss out. There's way too much dropping. No, I'm just messing with you guys. We don't have much this week. It's gonna be a pretty slow week. We're gonna give you a rundown of what we think is the top 15 shoes that dropped in 2020 later on in the podcast. But coming up this week, Sunday through all the way to Thursday, there's straight up nothing. It's a really good kickoff to the year. There's not going on, but at least we get a nice break after all the craziness we saw in December. But to start on Friday the 8th, we will see the undefeated Nike Air Max 97s in a white colorway. And that same day, we will also see Nike Air Force One High Nordic. And then to finish off the week, on Saturday, we see the Air Jordan 1 High OG in the Volt Gold colorway. That's it. That's all. There's nothing else dropping this week. That's all we're going to be seeing so far. But to give you a recap of what we saw in the previous week, we will start off on Sunday the 27th. So what we saw first was the undefeated Nike Air Max 97s in the green and the black colorway. So this was the drop on undefeated. Was this a shoe you went for, Luis? This was on Sunday. That was the pack, not the individual. So they sold it as a pack with the opportunity to get some like man. I don't even know what the heck it was. It was some weird
stuff. Yeah, I skipped on Sunday's release, but I went for it later in the week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did the same. The black was not something I wanted to touch. The green was the good one out of the two, in my opinion. The black, I wasn't really feeling it. The green one was like we talked about in the last podcast. The green one was similar to the pair that dropped in 2017 at Complex Con. So pretty much the same pair. I don't even know if there's any difference. I'm interested if anybody has the pair from Complex Con and you got this undefeated green pair, send us a picture. I want to see if there actually is a difference between the two. So send us a picture once you get them in hand of the two comparing, if you do have both pairs. But the retail on both was $180. As the pack, it was $360, as you might have guessed. But the resale on the green right now is sitting at $218 to $250, and then the black is sitting $180 to $230. So the green definitely held up its price. We'll see if those prices go up at all over time, but the black kind of hit near that retail price. I'm not too surprised. That is all we saw on Sunday. It was an odd day that we actually got a release. But what did we see drop on Monday, Luis?
So on Monday, we had the Bodega Nike SB Dunk High and the Legend colorway come out. It came out exclusively on Bodega. It was kind of a weird release, but if you had notifications enabled, you had a pretty good chance of getting it.
Oh, you had an amazing chance if you had notifications enabled. In my opinion, you had a great chance.
I think like 4 or 5 of our followers actually got them and they tweeted at us. So the amount of compared to usually how many people tweet at us.
Exactly.
So I guess you can say the amount of success we had on this release was substantially higher than all other releases. So that's just proof that if you enable notifications, you have more of a chance at getting sneakers. And the cool thing is that as our followers have started to grow more, we have gotten more people getting success, which is kind of, I guess you can say, relative, you know?
Yeah, but it's also nice to see. It's good to see that this is working for people.
Yeah, it is, and we've been kind of hinting at this one of a project that we're working for Drop Time, because Drop Time is not just the podcast. It's not just the Twitter account. It's also going to be something else, something big that's going to revolutionize the entire, I guess you could say, sneaker industry in a whole, because there's
sneaker industry in a whole. That's a big
I know it is, Jamal, because there's different accounts that are like us, but we embody different, I guess you could say, pieces of all of them, because there's there's podcast accounts, there's accounts that target notifications, and there's also accounts that predict resale values,
Yeah.
and there's accounts that just post raffles. So I guess you can say we embody everything, and the project that we're going to release is a combination of all those things of what drop time is and something more.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to wait and see about that. It's definitely gonna be something that is very useful to the entire community.
And best of all, just like drop time, it's going to be free.
Oh yeah, we're not out here trying to charge you for anything. We just, like we always say, all we want to see is that you guys have success.
Exactly. But back to the topic at hand, these bodegas, they retail for 120, current resale $335 to 480. So they're pretty good flip right there. And there's a lot of people who got them. So I imagine there's a lot of people who made some money. Even though they've been coming in, these pairs, people get them in hand, prices have stayed relatively stable. Did he go for these, Jamal?
I did go for them. Unfortunately, I was not able to hit. I just got stuck in queue the entire time. What about you?
No, I didn't go for them. I think I was traveling that day.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but not traveling like I'm talking about, like traveling in the middle of nowhere, like in the mountains, not like in the city, not exposed to anything. We're trying to
That's
stay
good.
safe.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
you traveled away from people, not towards them.
Yes, exactly. But that was pretty much it for Monday. So Monday was a pretty solid day. Just one release, a lot of opportunity if you had notifications enabled for success. So on Tuesday, the 29th, we had the undefeated Nike Air Max come out in green and also in black. This exclusive to Undefeated. So
and this was when they dropped them individually, so it wasn't as a pack. It was just each.
yeah, it wasn't in a pack. So same thing, retail 180 for both of them. The green colorway is going for 218 to 253. The black colorway is going for 180 to 230. So if you want to repair the black colorway, you can get them at retail, depending where you buy them at. If you buy them local, there's always some guy who's desperate to sell them.
Always somebody that bought them with their parents' credit card that needs to get rid of them.
Yeah, what I've done before is just hang out outside of round 2, because people usually go to round 2 to just sell the shoes if they need money quick.
So you just hang out round 2.
Yeah, to just stay outside, bro. Just people walk in. You've never done that before?
I've never been to round 2, so no, I've never done that before.
Okay, yeah. I kind of got this because there's been times I go to Flight Club to drop shoes off, and I've been stopped like on the street, like, oh, like what do you have there? And I'll tell them what I have, and like, oh, I'll buy them off of you.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's been times I don't even make it to Flight Club because I just sell the shoe before.
You should just get a tent and do a pop up in front of Flight Club.
Nah, dude, there's this guy. There's this guy. I forgot his name on Twitter, but he basically hangs out outside of Supreme on Thursdays and just buys Supreme off of people.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, his account is called Cash Out Season on Twitter. Yeah, and he just hangs out outside Supreme and just buys stuff. And yeah, there's these dudes that I've noticed like in LA. They'll hang out outside of like stores. They're in like a black Tahoe, and they just hang out outside. And they're
You
just
got their
like
license plate too.
No, but because I've seen them at numerous stores. I seen them.
Yeah.
They just like park outside and they're just hanging out with their dogs.
So they do that so they just buy them at resale every single time.
But they undercut resale. It's like they pay resale, but they pay like under market.
I got you.
Yeah, and they still make some money. Yeah, and I've seen these guys. It's like a group of dudes, and they always like all the lines I've gone in LA. They're always there. When I've gone to pick up,
I always wonder about those people that they like. I always wonder about quick sellers. I always wonder if they ever think it's worth it.
I don't know, man. I guess some people are just content with making a little bit of money. Because I remember when I won the what are those ones from the skater guy?
The skater guy?
Yeah, they're like a pair of ones. They're in white and they have like they're kind of like a distressed look. What's this? Something BMX. He's a BMX rider.
Oh, now I can't think of his name. It's an SB Jordan one.
Yeah. I forgot the guy's name. Robert?
No, it's not Robert.
I don't know.
What the heck is the name?
But anyways, I was outside waiting. Like I even forgot the store name. I was outside waiting a popular sneaker store in LA because I had won the raffle.
Yeah.
And there's like these dudes standing in front of me like, oh yeah, I sell sneakers. And I'm like, I don't, because I don't really tell people that I flip shoes. So I was like, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I'm like, so like, what cook group are you in? And like, where do you get your info from? Like, oh, I just like get it off of Twitter. And I'm like, I started saying, oh yeah, man, like there's a lot of people who are just desperate for money. They just want to make $10, $15, and they just go to round two. And the guy's like, oh yeah, dude, I go to round two all the time. I'm like, oh, like sorry, no offense, man.
Why
I'm
is
like, we
round
should
two
start.
like cheap?
They always like kind of lowball.
Oh, I see.
Well, yeah, because they buy their own stock, so it's a business, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
true.
buy their own, so they need a lowball.
The shoe
But
is Nigel Sylvester.
oh yeah, so I met that guy.
Well, you actually met him?
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, when I got the shoes, he was there for because there was a party. There was like a release party
Yeah.
because this is early release. This wasn't like retail. Like it wasn't like a regular.
Whoa! Look at
It was
Luis
early.
getting into exclusive stuff.
Yeah, man. So it was early, and I had won the raffle. I had gone to the store. I forgot where the raffle was at in LA, but I had won the shoe, and there was a release party. There's free drinks, and there was like models and everything. And
Wow. Look at
yeah,
you.
so I got to meet the guy. He
Okay.
had just came from the airport, and he like he had the BMX like in this truck, and he pulled it out with his team. And he just rode up to the store.
Did you
I'm like,
have him sign the shoes?
no, I didn't, because the thing is, I wanted to sell them on StockX.
Oh yeah, you can't do that then.
He can't do that, yeah. But there were some people that did get their boxes signed. But the thing is, I thought about it, and I was like, what if this brings down the value, you know? Even though,
No,
because
I got you. Yeah, there's some
yeah,
on the box. Probably would be fine. On the actual shoe, yeah, that'd be tough.
yeah. So I was like whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much it for Tuesday, Chill Tuesday.
That was, and then on Wednesday the 30th, this was the last drop of the week. So it was the Bodega SB Dunk Highs. They dropped on sneakers. Definitely a hard cop. Did not change resale at all. Resale was kind of set after the Bodega release. So 120 resale in 335 to 480. Congrats to anybody that was able to cop. It was definitely a much harder cop on sneakers over Bodega site. So hopefully you guys didn't miss out on Bodega and then resale's actually good. Let me go on sneakers. No, definitely go for any dunk collabs, because any dunk collabs I end up doing well.
Yeah, please do not DM us when is the shoe gonna release again, because we don't respond to DMs about stuff like that. We do look at our DMs.
Well, yeah, but we'll just post if the like we're not like there's absolutely no reason to hold something like that back. We'll just
Yeah,
post
like
about it.
before I would respond to all of them, like, oh yeah, just turn notifications on, you know, good luck. But now I just look at them. I'm like, dude, like seriously?
Yeah,
Like,
don't
for real?
worry. We'll let you guys know if there's gonna be another release. We'll let you guys know. But this one, no, that's one just for Bodega and for sneakers.
Exactly.
So, congrats to anybody that was able to cop. That was definitely. I think it was harder than it actually was. Everybody like, there's a lot of people trying to say that it was an easy cop on Bodega. To me, I'm looking at it, when you got a shoe that only drops on one retailer and then on sneakers, it might look easy, but in reality it's not, because that one store has a lot of stock. So you have to put it in a bigger perspective, that it might have looked easy because you saw a lot of success, but it doesn't mean that it's actually a very available shoe. So just give it time. We'll see if it's actually that available. I honestly don't think I think it's a somewhat limited shoe. But also on Wednesday, we saw the Nike LeBron 8 Lakers finally drop in the US. Retail on them is 200. Resale in 207 to 270. So there's definitely some resale. It's a decent shoe. Luis has already gives opinion that it looks like a very old shoe. He's very right about that, because it's a very old model. What are they on? They're on the LeBron 2017. They're on like what, 18, 19. They're on some. He has a lot of models. I think he's gonna surpass Jordan way quicker than than Jordan ever got to probably Jordan 12. But there's definitely some resale. So congrats to anybody who was able to cop. It was definitely more limited than I think a lot of people were expecting, but still there was a chance to cop. And then we also saw the Air Jordan 11 Adapt in the white colorway. So this was the very first colorway of the Jordan 11 Adapts. This is brand new model. They're adding the adapt technology to a Jordan 11. Retail is a very steep $500, but resale is sitting $850 to $950, and I've even seen a few selling at around like $1,200. So yeah, it's an expensive shoe, but there's definitely a lot of profit to make. But do you think this is this is worth them putting the adapt technology in a bunch of other shoes? Because they did the original like Air Mags, and they did the adapt BBs. Now they have in the 11s. Do you think if they continue to add this to other shoes, it's worth it?
I think it's gonna fizzle down, sort of like what happened with the 4D technology when Adidas put on everything.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, there was mad exclusive. They're really hard to get, and they were going for a bunch of money. And I remember, like, if you got a pair, it was easy to flip. But now 4Ds, you can get 4Ds like for
Retail.
$110.
Yeah.
They're on SNS, I think last week. They were checking out for like 120, 130 euros, if I remember correctly. It was like mad cheap.
Yeah.
So I kind of see the same thing happening to the adapts if Nike doesn't keep it exclusive. If they keep doing it again and again and again and again, like for a while it will work. But then
eventually it's just something.
Yeah, resale is going to be low. Because the thing is, look at Adidas and the Yeezy, like the Yeezy line.
Yeah, eventually you get to a point that there's so much of the product out there, it's not. The idea of exclusivity is not there.
Yeah, like the shoes sell out, you know, like don't get me wrong, they are very popular, but it's not the same hype that we saw back in 2014.
No, but I think it's kind of the same. I mean, I feel like the same thing kind of happened with the Jordan 1, is that it got to a point where there's so much of it out there. What was this? This was back in like 2016, 2015, something around there. When the Yeezys came out, I think it was the market for a Jordan 1 was so oversaturated, and for Jordans in general. And it was just so much out there. They were retroing everything. It was just too much of the same thing, which is pretty much the same effect that we're seeing with the Yeezy, that it got to the point they were kind of dead. Nobody really cared about them. I think it's kind of... I mean, we'll see if Adidas is able to keep that same demand, because there's still demand, like you just said, that they're still selling out. So there's still demand. But we'll see if Adidas is able to keep that up, where they surpass this tipping point. That they already went to the point of the hype isn't the same, but I think there'll be a point of the shoe is established in the market well enough that it'll somewhat stay around forever. And then when they come out with new colorways or a new model or anything like that, then you'll get that. You'll go back to those extremely high reselling shoes.
Maybe we'll see. It might just happen like the same thing with the Air Force One. The Air Force One has been a popular model.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's been times where you go into stores and you try to buy an Air Force One in white, Air Force One low in white, and they don't have them.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's kind of like history repeats itself. It just depends. Can they keep the demand for long enough to have the chance of history repeating itself?
Let's see.
Yeah, we will see. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if there's ever a Yeezy again that resells for like $1,000.
What if there's like a Yeezy collab?
With who? With somebody else? Like Jordan?
Yeah, with somebody else.
Like Jordans have done with like Nigel Sylvester?
Yeah, something like that.
That'd be interesting.
I can kind of see. I'm a very big fan of Murakami.
Yeah.
I can kind of see, like, because everybody knows
like Murakami.
Yeah, Kanye likes Murakami. Kanye's really out there design-wise. You know, he has a lot of different ideas. He does have sort of like very earth-toned taste right now. If we look at his shoes, they're all like earth-toned. Murakami is always like, he's always had like very loud designs, very colorful. What if like in the future we see like a Yeezy Murakami collab?
I think it'd be smart, and I think that's part of what brought Jordans back, is they started doing collabs with people outside. Like, I mean, like Nike in general and the Jordan was one thing, but once there was the 10 collection from Off-White, I mean, that kind of that changed everything. And then you brought the Union Jordan 1s. I mean, that's kind of like where things changed, and I think that's where Nike ramped up everything, that the demand soared from there. So yeah, I think if Adidas gets the right collab and it works
No,
to
no,
that
let's take it
level.
a step further, Jamal, because we
Okay.
all know that Kanye has his own line of like sneakers, like I mean, like shoes. Like
Oh, like the
he's
boots
had
and stuff.
the boots and stuff like that. What
Yeah.
if this collab? That I'm just making stuff up right
Oh,
now,
so
you know.
okay, yeah, of course.
What if it's like a collab? It's like a Kanye collab, but it's like just him without Adidas.
I don't think that'll ever work that well. It's kind of like Off-White has their own shoes also, and I think if they ever did a collab on an, which I can't say if they, I don't really pay attention to Off-White's shoes that are just Off-White. If they ever did a collab, I don't think it'll ever do as well as if it was an Off-White Jordan and they did a collab with somebody, or an
Okay.
Off-White Nike. I think that just the backing of what Nike or Adidas brings, I think is kind of needed. That the demand for a Yeezy shoe, like a Yeezy boot, the demand was there in the very, very, very beginning, but I don't think it's relevant anymore, and I don't think it'll ever be to that point where you bring a collab and it's making a difference to that shoe. I think you have to have that backing of Adidas or Nike.
We'll see, man, because I don't know. It's something to argue right there because we've seen Kanye's clothes sell out.
Yeah,
Just the
of course.
clothes, like the
Well,
track pants.
He's done like merch and stuff that sells out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's high quality things. So
Well,
I
I
don't know.
mean, I don't know. There's a lot of merch that was just Gildan t-shirts and like Gildan hoodies. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the worst quality, but he's charging like $100 for like or more for a Gildan sweatshirt. It's a bit ridiculous.
If it was like Rue Porter or Bella Canvas,
Yeah, but I mean,
then okay.
like a Gildan hoodie for like over $100. Come on.
Hey man, don't knock on Gildan, bro. They have pretty good quality.
Yeah,
I'm
but
wearing a
we
Gildan
all know.
shirt right now.
No, by all means, they have decent quality, but would you ever pay that much for a Gildan hoodie? Like
People pay
retail, I'm
for it.
like,
People pay for it all the time because they don't know. Like people who are in the know, they know about All Style, they know about Rue Porter, they know about Gildan, Bella Canvas, they know all these different companies that manufacture blanks, like blank T-shirts for
yeah.
other companies to print on. Because I don't know if everybody knows this, but there's a lot of T-shirt companies, streetwear companies, they outsource the design of the actual piece of clothing to design companies, and all they basically do is just market.
Oh yeah, no,
They have outside designers.
I honestly don't know any companies that actually produce their own product. They're just the designers.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know
Well,
any.
no,
I don't know
they're
anybody that actually like
marketers.
make. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, pretty much marketers. Because I don't know anybody that actually produces their own clothing, like from
Yeah,
scratch.
yeah, because that's very labor intensive.
Yeah, and it's labor intensive. It's very expensive because you're doing one-off stuff essentially. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's actually doing that. You have to be a pretty big fashion brand to do that, but no streetwear company is. I don't think has ever gotten to that level.
Exactly.
But that was all that we saw last week. This upcoming week is gonna be even slower than last week, actually. So, again, Sunday through Thursday, straight up nothing. Nothing planned at all. And then on Friday is when we see things kick off. On the 8th, we will see the third colorway of the undefeated Nike Air Max 97. It's going to be in a white colorway. Retail the same as the others, 180. Resell, right now, I guess Luis took this off. Resell right now, City got 1,000
For early pairs.
Yeah, don't take that as anything. It's just early pairs. Resell, honestly, I think, or what Luis put was 250, 300. I think that's fairly accurate. Right now they're only on sneakers. I assume Undefeated is going to release them at all. I know what assuming does, but I'll be surprised if Undefeated themselves does not drop these. So we'll kind of have to see if this is a hard shoe to get. Yeah, resale will probably sit around there. If not, I think it'll sell. It's a decent color. I think it'll sell probably around what the green one sells. I would think a bit less than the green. I think the green is still just best colorway out of the three. I'm not sure what do you
Well,
think.
it is the UCLA colorway,
Yeah,
and
you think that'll
UCLA is a
make a
pretty
difference?
big. Huh? It's a really big college on the West Coast.
But do you think that'll make a difference that it's the UCLA colorway?
I think it will because Los Angeles influences a lot of the brand fashion industry. You know,
Okay, so
and there's
we'll have
there's
to see
very
if that
big
adds something.
there's very big rivalries between the Southern California, like UCLA and USC,
That's true.
and there's a lot of UCLA alumni. So
All
I
right, we'll
kind of
see. Well, the UCLA alumni need to come out in full force and go for these so we can drive up resale price.
no, I don't think they should. No, they should all stay in their house and just go for them online.
Well, yeah, go no, like come out in full, like not necessarily come out in the streets or something. Just come out of the woodworks and buy the shoe, not the
All right,
streets.
I was just trying to poke fun at you, Jamal. Don't get all mad.
But, okay, what's the second drop we have on Friday?
On Friday, we have the Nike Air Force One High, the Nordic colorway. It's kind of just Christmassy. They're also known as a Christmas sweater colorway, and that's basically what the shoe looks like. It looks like a Christmas sweater, but I kind of think this release is late. Why
Yeah,
would they
it
drop
got
it
delayed.
on the 8th?
It was supposed to drop before, but it got delayed because
Yeah,
there's still Corona.
yeah. Retail is 120. Current resale 159 through 180. I told Jamal earlier before we recorded the podcast, I'm like, bro, this shoe looks like a brick.
Yeah,
And he was
I think it might. It's hard to say. I think it might, but I also think it might end up having some resale in some sizes.
let's see, because last year we did see some Air Force Ones that were going at retail, and then at one point they were like going for $500.
Yeah, I mean
So
the hardest part about this shoe is the fact that it's a high. If it was a
yeah,
low, I'd say all day. If it's a low, you get some good resale, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
but you can always get like a something like a knife or like a chainsaw and just cut the shoe, just making it to a low.
Oh yeah, I don't know if a chainsaw would be the best idea, but
Okay, knives.
we'll leave the chainsaw up to you.
Please do not chainsaw your shoes.
No, that's not a good idea.
Exactly.
But the last day of the week, Saturday the 9th, what were we gonna see drop on Saturday, Luis?
On Saturday, we have the Air Jordan 1 High OG in the Volt Gold colorway. So this shoe, pretty crazy colorway. This is something definitely right up my alley. It just looks loud.
So do you
Very
think this is like
highlighted.
the white colorway of the what's the other one? What was that one that was like a crazy colorway that released a few months back? It had like bright. It was black and had like brown and blue and green and stuff.
I don't remember, man. But this is a nice shoe. I like it. Retail 170, current resale 230, 250. These numbers look pretty attainable. We might see it go for like 210 to 230, but if you get the right size, 250 sounds pretty achievable.
The biohacks, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, I remember biohacks. I remember them. Are you gonna go for these, Jamal? Is this some well for the flip? Because I know you're a man who stays loyal to your black Adidas.
Yes, I always stay loyal to those black Air Ultra Boost. Yeah, I think I will. I might just stick to small sizes.
GS
and GS, yeah, small men's sizes and GS sizes.
A GS for all that don't know is grade school.
Yes, grade school sizes, which is the shoe itself is cheaper, but they can go for more than the men's sizes. So do keep that in mind. I think these have a good chance. I mean, like the biohacks, a lot of people thought those were bricks, and then we saw what they did after the release.
Numbers.
I think this might be similar. I think it might be a bit slept on by, I guess we can say, the resale community, but I think there's a good chance that you end up seeing some good numbers after the fact, because it's a very different colorway, but it's not like it's not an ugly colorway. It's still a good colorway, and it's a Jordan 1 High. So at the end of the day, I think it'll do good. It's just we might not see like big sizes do that well.
Okay.
But we'll
all
have to
right.
wait and see.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And that's it for the week. So pretty relaxing week. You can relax Sunday through Thursday, sleep in, wake up in the morning, have some hot cocoa. Everybody knows that it's really cold right now in the United States for some reason. I don't know.
It might be because it's winter.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It might be because it's winter.
I would have never guessed, but that might be the reason.
It might be because it's winter. But yeah, it's a pretty relaxing week, you know. Just relax in your house. Stay quarantined. Do not go out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I know everybody's been waiting for the entire podcast. The top 15 sneakers of 2020. What are they? What do you think we put into this list?
And we also want to hear what you guys think. You don't have to necessarily go top 15. That might be a bit aggressive, but you can go like top 5 shoes that you thought thought dropped in 2020. We want to see. You can tweet at us. We want to see what you guys think. Yeah,
2020, Jamal.
Not 2021.
I made the same mistake earlier when we were like prepping for the podcast. I'm like, top 15 sneakers of 2021. And Jamal's like, whoa, 2020. And I was like, all right.
I mean, if you want to go all the way to 2021, I don't know how much we know about what's coming out, but we can try.
Yeah, but initially this list was like 22 shoes long. So it was really difficult to get it down. We wanted this list to be 10 shoes, but it was so difficult to get it down to even 15. At one point there was 16. And I was like, Jamal, top 16 shoes. And he was like, who does a top 16? I'm like, we do.
But then we knocked one out. So
yeah, we're like, nah.
But this is our list. This is what we think is the top 15.
They're not in order.
No, not in order at all. This is just top 15 that dropped. Which, to my surprise, not many Yeezys made on it. It was pretty much.
I wonder why, Jamal.
We can go into that after, but the first thing to kick it off, we said that the Ben & Jerry's Dunk Lows was one of the top 15 that dropped. Luis was saying, what you can give you why you were thinking this is one of the top 15.
Well,
I know.
Look at the pack. Look what they come in. Look at the packaging. It's insane.
They made it.
It's literally,
I don't know to say an event, but they made this release. It was like just the amount of covers this release got. This went mainstream. This wasn't even just like who knew about shoes. This went straight mainstream that Ben & Jerry's was doing a dunk.
Yeah, people who don't even buy shoes for resale, who just like Ben & Jerry's ice cream for what it is. Very high. If you're not from the United States, Ben & Jerry's ice cream is very good. It's like they have a lot of very different sort of ice cream flavor.
They're known for having the biggest chunks in their ice cream. So like if it's like a cookie dough ice cream, that'll have the biggest chunks of cookie dough. That's what they're known for.
Yeah, and they did not disappoint with the shoe. Shoe's definitely very, very different to everything that's been on the market. The start of 2020, the packaging impeccable. It's basically like an ice cream cup. It's insane. Who does that?
Only Ben & Jerry's.
Only Ben & Jerry's. But we also actually, Jamal, what was your reason for putting this shoe on the list, man?
To me, it just, I mean, when a shoe goes mainstream, when you start getting like regular news talking about a drop, I think it has to make a top list of a shoe that drops that year, because when it goes beyond just the sneaker community, there's too much demand and there's too much attention that it has to be one of the top. I mean, at the end of the day, a top shoe, it doesn't have to be like the highest that resells or anything like that, but the amount of coverage it's got, I mean, it has to be up there to me. And again, they made a good shoe, which obviously shows because everybody wanted it. It was very different than what we've seen on any other dunk. This is one that stood out this year.
Exactly. And we also had the Mocha Jordan 1, also known as the more affordable Travis Scott 1.
Honestly, in my opinion, I would say this is probably better than the Travis Scott. There's people that they like that swoosh backwards. I don't really care for it. I think it looks perfectly fine when it's a normal swoosh.
One thing though that this shoe had better than Travis Scott was the manufacturing process. This shoe didn't
quality.
Yeah, it was. The Travis Scott one, like no two shoes looked alike in the beginning.
Oh, interesting.
When they're coming out, they all look different.
And this was a very mass-produced shoe, so that's impressive.
Yeah, and there's always been like subtle differences between like different regions of like retro ones. So there's like the Asia pairs might have this, the North America pairs might have this, like just different things, like not only box wise, but um quality wise sometimes
Yeah.
they're different. So I guess you could say this Mocha one was more uniform compared to the Travis Scott, because the Travis Scotts, they just, some of them that were real looked like they were fake. Sometimes the fakes look better than the real ones.
That's never a good thing when you have fakes looking better than a real shoe.
Yeah, so that was kind of like a turning point this year, the Mocha ones, and I was glad to say that I got a pair.
Congratulations. Do you
Thank
still
you.
have it, or you sold it already?
It's long gone, man. I flipped it on Alias. Yeah, I got it. I got it on one of those Palace, no, Shoe Palace restocks,
Yeah.
and I got it in, and then I listed it immediately on Alias, and it just sold like the next day.
Oh,
Or actually, it
the
just
demand
sold.
is crazy.
Yeah, it sold overnight.
Yeah, the demand on those is crazy. I don't think that's ever going away. This is one of it's one of those new colorways that will go down as a classic.
Yeah, and we also had the Royal Toe Jordan 1 come out, also an iconic shoe.
Yeah, it's a solid shoe, solid colorway. I think it's just there's those colorways that just never get old. And I think I think the Royal Toes is one of those. It's just you can't go wrong with it, and it was one that stood out this year.
And the Court Purple came out too, so they look super similar. You know, they're both Jordan 1s. They're both
Yeah,
Jordan shoes, so
the
you can
Core
kind of
Purple was a good take on what a Core Purple is, because like for like the shattered backboards, they did multiple variants of it.
Yeah.
And everybody just goes back to the originals. They go back to the very first shattered backboards. I think the Court Purple 2.0s, honestly, in my opinion, that might be better than the original ones. It's a bit cleaner of a shoe, so that definitely made the list for me because of that. But then we had the off-white Jordan 4s. I mean, it's an off-white. It's a Jordan 4. It was a different take on a Jordan 4. So it was a women's shoe. It wasn't men's sizing, but it was a different take. I can't say I've seen another Jordan 4 that looks like the off-white Jordan 4.
No, it looks like a blank slate, but then when you turn the shoe around, it's like a off-white branding. So it's definitely something different than what usually goes on in the shoe. And the retro 4s, so retro 4s are usually kind of boring.
Yeah, this was a lot more interesting than any Jordan 4 that we saw this year, except for maybe two others. But we also had the smoke gray Jordan 1 highs, not the mids, the smoke gray ones with the red on the heel. That one, that's straight up, it's like the Mochas. That's an instant classic. That's one of the best modern colorways that they've done on a Jordan 1. It's everybody says that it's an affordable Union Jordan 1, kind of like the Mochas are an affordable Travis Scott 1, but the Unions had a lot more going on to them. This is a much cleaner shoe. That definitely put it up there for me. That's it's one of the best colorways that they've done recently.
Yep, and we also had the Travis Scott Dunk Low SB. This was pretty prolific this year. Everybody wanted them.
This was a big turning point for Dunks.
Everybody wanted them. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a big turning point for Dunks. It put, in my opinion, put Dunks into the mainstream.
Okay, you don't think the Tiffany's did?
Or it reintroduced the Dunks, I should say. Because people knew about them. I guess this reintroduced it, because Dunks, like the hype on Dunks was getting there, but then when these came out, I think it completely changed everything.
No, yeah, and it came out earlier in the year, so the hype was definitely arrived. These came out pre-COVID.
Yeah, so like the demand on Dunks was growing, like at the end of last year, but once these came out, it was over. Dunks were set. Dunks were back in business.
Dunks are back. Yeah, and I like the shoe a lot. The design is pretty cool. It kind of looks like a handkerchief.
Yeah, and it wears away to reveal what's under.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, similar to the Clot Air Force Ones, something like.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and we also had the Union Jordan 4 in the black colorway. That shoe was pretty cool. One thing I didn't like about that shoe was the tongue.
Which is what everybody says, and I think that's part of why I included them. Is that I don't know if it. I mean, I guess the Union brand has a lot of demand, but the fact that they were able to do something completely different to a Jordan 4 and still keep the amount of demand and hype that it did, because that was the biggest thing. Everybody said the tongue is so ugly, the tongue is so ugly, and then from what I saw and heard is that a lot of people got them in person and like, oh, it looks good with the tongue like this. So
Yeah, but that's not the craziest Jordan 4. We also had the Union Jordan 4 guava colorway come out. This shoe, when you look at it, like I don't know if everybody knows, but there's a part in Japan called I think it's in Tokyo. It's like a section of Tokyo. It's called the Harajuku section, I think, and it's like a very colorful like fashion.
this is what
fashion.
reminds you of that.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, like Harajuku style.
Okay, maybe that
Super
was the
cool.
inspiration.
Maybe, but yeah, same thing as the previous one. It's like the tongue is weird, but one thing though, I don't know if everybody knows that tongue it actually flips up.
Yeah, there's stitching that you can, and they themselves showed like a tutorial on how to remove the stitching. So there's stitching that keeps the tongue folded down, which you can cut the stitching out, and then it goes back to a normal Jordan 4 tongue.
Yeah, maybe they did that to create hype. They're like, oh yeah, you can wear it low, like the low tongue, or you could deconstruct your shoe
Yeah, it was
and then just
like
customize it.
Yeah, customized. There you go.
Because everybody loves customizing shoes. Everybody, like we've seen people that they buy other different leathers and they recreate their own custom Jordan ones, own custom
Oh, it's crazy what some people do to
Air Force
customize.
Ones. Yeah, there's this one guy. I think he's based out of LA. I forgot his name. I think
Like half
Sneaker
the people that
Wizard.
customize.
Huh?
It's like half the people that customize are based out of LA.
Yeah, I forgot this guy's name, but he's like very well known in the sneaker industry. I forgot. Anyways, yeah, we also had the Off-White Jordan 5 come out. I know Jamal was a pretty big fan of these and is a big fan of these, and I'm also a fan of these right here.
It was very different. It was that he brought the cutouts into the shoe. That was like kind of the theme was. What was it? It was like
Deconstructed.
yeah, there was like something that he said about the idea of those cutouts. I can't remember what it was. That was a
The
long-
Jordan 5 has been getting kind of boring the past, I guess, 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Specifically the Bel Air. I think it was a re-release. Like they've kind of been doing some like weird.
And then they
stuff.
did like the laceless ones, and
Yeah, like what's up with that? Laceless shoes? We're not
Laceless
like
grapes. It was those are for Will Smith, his 50th birthday. Probably they thought he's so old he's not gonna be able to tie his shoes soon. He can't bend over, so like skiff him laceless ones.
wow, shots fired.
I mean, why else would you make the shoe laceless for him?
Yeah, Will Smith, you want to come on and defend your integrity? By all means, you're welcome to come on the
defend yourself against Nike, because they're throwing shots that they making a laceless shoe for you.
Yeah,
why
Will
else
Smith.
would you make it laceless? I don't know. Other than especially it was for his 50th birthday. Why else would you make him laceless?
Will Smith has been getting a lot of attention. Well, got a lot of attention in 2020 with the whole scandal with Jada Pink. And was it?
Scandals between each other?
Huh?
They've always had stuff between each other.
Yeah, and who else was August something? I forgot.
August?
What's that guy's name? The rapper guy?
I don't know. Who's August?
I don't know. He's like a rapper. Jada was going out. I don't know. It's a really big scandal. But anyways, we one shoe that also made this is the only Yeezy that made the entire list. That Alva Yeezy 753.
Yeah, in the Alva color. So, I mean, to me, it was the only decent, like not necessarily decent. So I wasn't gonna, in my personal opinion, I didn't include the restock of the zebras or the restock of the breads because that was a restock. Do you agree
Mhm.
with that, Luis, to not to include
No,
those?
yeah.
Okay.
I actually we had a discussion about how we shouldn't even include any Yeezy.
Yeah, we weren't even sure to include the Alvos, but to me it was still like just the demand around 700 V3s is impressive, especially it's a new model. We've seen the 380s do absolutely terrible. Uh, they haven't been doing that well introducing new models into the Easy line, but the 700 V3s has been working. I think it's a decent shoe, and I think the Alva kind of it's probably the one of the best colorways of the shoe. And at the end of the day, on all black Yeezy, you can't really go wrong, except if you're the Onyx, you can go wrong with that. But it's still a good shoe, and at the end of the day, Yeezys are a big thing of the sneaker game. So I guess you got to include at least one.
Exactly.
My take on it, at least. I don't know about you, Luis.
I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Yeezys anymore. I was earlier because I was more, I guess you could say, like a sneak. I was more of a hype beast a couple
Yeah.
years ago. So I did okay. I will admit I wore a pair of zebras down to the ground. Literally, the shoes cracked. You can see the boost material. I had gone through the
Man,
whole because
that much? My gosh.
dude, I would use them to hike. I went hiking in them.
Oh man, that's one way to use your Yeezys.
Yeah, when I say I wear my shoes, I mean it.
You remind me of Yoon Olsen. You know that guy on YouTube, the skier.
No, I don't know him.
Oh yeah, he was a Red Bull skier, and uh, before that's what he would always have like off white Nikes, or he'd have like the very like the original 350 Yeezys and stuff, and he would wear them on hikes. Like he straight up wear them like it's a beater.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, if you're gonna buy a shoe and you actually want to wear it,
Oh,
you just
by
don't
all
have
means,
to.
no. By all means, wear the shoe. I don't know about beating it up, but by all means, wear the shoe.
I will 100% wear the shoes anywhere, dude. I went on a hike, like a 3-4 hour hike, one way. It was like 3 hours, so it was like a 6 hour hike total
Yeah.
in in the mountains, like up in LA. Like I tore those shoes up.
Well, that's why I'm not on your level. That's why I just wear just some basic black Air Ultra Boost because I'd rather just flip the shoe than wear it out. I'll just go get a cheap shoe and wear that out. I'm not on your level to be wearing expensive shoes out.
I don't know if you know me, like if you would have seen me, bro, like on a day to day, like what I wear, you would never think I wear Yeezys
But
or
then you
any
look
of that
down
stuff,
and you wearing Yeezys.
huh?
But then you look down, you wearing Yeezys.
Well, not anymore. I'm not that much of a hype beast anymore.
I got you.
Yeah, I think
All right.
life.
But the next shoe was the Kobe 5 What If pack. In my opinion, this was definitely one of the best of the top 15. So this is one of the best releases of the year. Luis wasn't too agreeant to that, but
I don't really know.
he can change his opinion if he wants. By all means.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about the what if shoe. The
So
Jamal.
yeah, so I can explain it. I can break it down. So this was a pack that Undefeated created. So this is an Undefeated Kobe What If pack. So this was two different shoes. So one set of shoes was in the Hornets colorways, which is the team that drafted Kobe, and then, as we all know, traded him to the Lakers. And then the other set of shoes is a combination of the colorways for all of the teams that passed on him. So to me, at the end of the day, this has been a tough year with all the losses, and Kobe definitely was one of those, unfortunately. And this was a nice memorabilia for him and for his life and everything he was about. The fact that they created a shoe that one pair was the team that actually went for him, and the other pair is every single team that passed on him. I mean, just the significance of that. It's just everybody that knows who Kobe is and what he's about. That's I think that's that was a very nice take on a Kobe 5. It was
Yeah.
I think it was very well executed.
Exactly. It's been a very tough year. If you're from LA, if you're a Laker fan, if you're just a basketball fan overall, the loss of Kobe affected everybody. So, like what Nike has been doing, just like re-releasing Kobe shoes or coming out with other Kobe's, it's just like it's paying homage to Kobe. So this shoe is specifically very special.
Oh yeah, so can't miss out on that one. That definitely has to be in that top shoes of 2020. But the next shoe is the Dior Jordan 1. To me, at the end of the day, it's streetwear meets high fashion. Can't go wrong with that. And it was definitely, I would say, somewhat revolutionary. The fact that Dior is who dropped these and how they dropped them. And then everything around Corona, that there was a bunch of stores that didn't end up dropping them, that they couldn't. All of this. What I wonder, do you remember that there was a bunch of stores that didn't end up dropping them? It was mostly on the West Coast. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember a lot of pairs got redirected to the store in OC.
That's why I wonder what happened to all the pairs that the stores that were supposed to release them didn't end up releasing them. Because the store I signed up for, I ended up getting the notification saying due to COVID that they're unable to complete the raffle. But they never said what's happening with the pairs.
Maybe they sent them back to Dior.
Or they just backdoored everything.
Well, Dior does have like VIP clients. So what happened?
Essentially backdoor.
What happened with like the Louis Vuitton Supreme collab?
Yeah.
So there was no COVID back then, but there was like a huge mess. People rioting and everything.
Oh, extreme mess. It was ridiculous.
Few days. So what ended up happening is like a lot of the things came out for VIP clients. Like I have a friend, his brother lives in Dubai, and there are VIP clients out there, Louis Vuitton in Dubai. And he told me that he got a lot of the collection through his brother in Dubai because he was VIP. And same thing, one of my other friends in Houston, really big Louis Vuitton buyer, and he just loves Louis Vuitton. And he had built a lot of reputation with his service. What is it called? Consulting or advisor,
shopper or something.
Yeah, whatever it is, like the person who helps you at the store.
Yeah.
He had built a pretty good reputation with them, so he told me that that person personally texted him like what he wanted.
Very nice.
He got to pick what he wanted, and he just had to show up at a certain time and just get what he wanted. So I kind of imagine the same thing happened with the Dior's Jordan 1s. Maybe do they all went to VIP clients? Because we did see a bunch of people in Hollywood, a lot of people, artists, actors, and everything.
I think probably like 80% went to VIP clients.
Yeah, and then normal people, the people who did get lucky, that's cool and everything. But this shoe wasn't really for the people, at least in my opinion. It was mostly just to create hype.
Yeah, which it definitely did that.
Yeah, and dude, I thought I had won a pair because I got an email. Like from Dior, and and I was like, they're like, oh, you didn't win, and I was like,
I didn't even get you didn't win. I got the one saying that they didn't end up finishing the raffle; they were unable to.
Oh no, the thing is, like, I signed up for the Beverly Hills raffle, and the Orange County raffle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they still released there, so I was able to get the email that no, I didn't get them.
Well, at least you got the no. At least you knew it was a no.
Yeah, but still, though, man, I was looking forward to that dub.
Of course, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would have been fun. But we also had the Paris Jordan 1 low come out, so this shoe is kind of like...
I think this was one of the best lows of the year.
Yeah, it definitely brought back what a low is. It has like the presence of a 1 high, but it's a low. Usually, like lows, when you look at them, they look like they're weak.
And some people compare this to, they say this is the cheap version of the Dior low.
Yeah.
Some people say that, but I definitely think this is an extremely solid colorway. This is one of the best lows. And with the fact that lows have come back, that they were dead, now they're very, very, very much alive. And this was one of the best. To me, it had to be included.
A must.
Those are a big thing in 2020, and they'll definitely be a big thing in 2021. But the final shoe to end the list of the top 15 is the Jordan 1 High 85. So this is the the original pattern. I don't know what to call it. The original. This is the original way the Jordan 1 was made back in '85. To me, this was just paying homage to what the Jordan 1 is. They did a retro, but a proper retro when they brought back a shoe exactly how it was made. So to me, that's a big deal. I can't remember. I don't even know if that's ever been done. I think this might have been the first time that they've actually done that. So definitely that was one of the top shoes, in my opinion, of 2020.
Definitely. And that concludes the list of the top 15 shoes of 2020. If you have any opinions, any suggestions of what you thought deserved to be on the list or what did not deserve to be on the list, by all means, add us on Twitter, send us a DM.
No, you can say just
I prefer
add us your list of the top shoes that you thought dropped.
Yeah, add us on Twitter, like, yo, I didn't like this shoe, or oh, you forgot this shoe, include this shoe, like, oh, I really like that one. Just let us know what you think. But that concludes the podcast. Thank you for listening to Drop Time, the self-proclaimed #1 podcast that covers the latest sneaker releases.
And even though we are having another slow week, make sure that you have those post notifications turned on because you don't want to miss anything that might end up happening. Those post notifications, make sure that you don't miss anything at all. All you got to do is turn them on, sit back, relax, and just wait for that success to hit. But thank you very much. Hope you guys had a wonderful new year. And make sure that you subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can listen to us on all your streaming platforms, podcasts such as Apple Music, Spotify, and elsewhere.
On behalf of the Drop Time team, we wish you good luck, good health, and good vibes all around. Peace.